Utah lawmakers are back at work. They open the legislative session today.
Gearing up for a busy few weeks, ABC4's chief political correspondent Lindsay Aerts was at the Capitol all day and brings us a wrap-up of all the action.
Welcome to the 66th Legislature. We've got 45 days. Representatives, let's get to work.
Utah lawmakers are back at the Capitol to do the people's business for 2025. At just 45 days, it's the shortest legislative session in the country, and they're promising action on a wide range of issues.
We have challenges before us: energy, public safety, education, transportation, housing. The list goes on and on.
Legislative leaders in both chambers gavelled in today, aiming high and calling for unity.
I want to talk about and share with you a common vision that I believe drives each one of us. This common vision is what I'd like to call the Utah dream.
Already, their approach to some big issues is starting to take shape. Reform to our election system is top of the docket.
There's broad support for mail-in voting. There have been some concerns with security, making sure that we validate, we make sure that the right person is voting. We did have some ballots that cross state lines, and there are some of the edges of our voting that we do need to look at.
It's something the governor tells us he agrees the state needs to change.
Where I think there is a lack of trust in elections, and that is how long it takes us to count ballots on election night. I do think it's a mistake that it takes 2 weeks to figure out how many of these races turn out.
Lawmakers also have their eyes on judicial reform. They promised action to rein in the state Supreme Court months ago after a ruling that struck the controversial amendments A and D from the ballot.
I think we'll keep the process in place as it is, but just try to make more information public. As far as packing the courts, I don't know if there'll be a bill on that this year. Some people have discussed that, the size of our Supreme Court has not changed in decades. I would say it's more about policy as opposed to payback.
But the governor has some concerns that the legislature could overstep here, and he's already promising a veto if lawmakers move towards making justices elected.
When it comes to electing judges, I would veto that. That would be the fastest veto you've ever seen from me. I think it's terrible. I've seen how it works in other states. I've lived in other states, and it's a disaster, and we should not fall into that trap.
The hustle and bustle of day one was not without controversy. Shortly after opening speeches, a group of trans rights protesters circled the rotunda.
The trans community here in Utah in particular feel that it's very important for us to come out and be seen.
They tell us newly sworn in President Trump's executive order for the government to only recognize birth sex on official documents pushed them to demonstrate. Conservative lawmakers here in Utah have also introduced new proposals to regulate transgender Utahns in K-12 schools and university dorms. Utah Democrats, for their part, hope to affect change where they can.
As a freshman Democrat coming in a super minority, we have to have those relationships built across the aisle. And for my first year, I am planning to just come in here, look at the lay of the land, build those relationships, and work with my friends across the aisle to make sure that we have some good policies passed here.
And between all the hard work that comes with lawmaking, lawmakers still found time for a harmless prank. Senator Calvin Musselman joined the chamber after serving in the House. Today, his new colleagues acted like they were going to vote down his new bill.
I think that we need to treat all of our new senators equally, so I would vote no.
Only to change their votes at the last second. That bill ended up passing unanimously.
What a first day. That's all I can say. What a first day.
Now, day one was all about setting expectations, setting the tone. It is going to be a race to the finish for this 45-day session. Last year, lawmakers passed about 12 bills a day. In total, more than 550 were passed. Reporting at the state capitol, for ABC News, I'm Lindsay Aerts.
Lindsay, thank you. A big and a busy first day for sure. For more in-depth coverage of the legislative session and all state politics, join us this Sunday on Inside Utah Politics with Lindsay Aerts. The premiere episode will have the full interview with Governor Spencer Cox, as well as a sit-down conversation with Senate President J. Stewart Adams. Again, that's this Sunday at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And make sure you stick with us here at ABC4 as we will continue to, of course, bring you the latest updates on the 2025 legislative session, both on air and online at abc4.com.
Okay.